At my birthday dinner, my uncle asked, should I send the rest of the payment directly to you this time, or did your parents handle that first payment okay? My fork stopped halfway to my mouth. What payment? I asked. My uncle's smile disappeared and he slowly turned to stare at my parents. Mom's wine glass started shaking so badly I thought she might drop it. Dad went ghostly white in about 2 seconds. Something felt really wrong. Uncle Tony, I don't understand. What installment? What are you talking about? They just sat there like kids who got caught stealing candy. Uncle Tony pulled out his phone. The wedding fund. I sent $22,000 to your parents last month. Your mom called me crying. Said you needed help but were too proud to ask for it. My chest felt like someone was squeezing it. We don't have any wedding fund. We're getting married at the community center, I told him. He turned his phone screen toward me. Bank transfer to my father's account 4 weeks ago. She said you were stressed about that vineyard venue you always wanted. Said to keep it secret until the wedding, he explained. The vineyard. The one I'd been drawing in my diary since I was 16. The one where I pictured walking down the aisle between the grapevines. Mom told me it was already booked. I whispered. The room started spinning. She'd looked me right in the eyes when she said it. Told me to be realistic about what we could afford. Uncle Tony kept scrolling. His face was getting redder. Wait, here's another one. $8,000 for catering. Your mom said it was urgent. Then he found another. $5,000 for flowers and decorations. That was 2 weeks ago. $35,000 while I was killing myself trying to save pennies. I sold my grandmother's engagement ring last week, I told him. The antique ring she wore for 60 years. My fiancé is working 2 jobs. He delivers food until 2 in the morning after his day shift. We haven't eaten anything but rice for 3 weeks. My voice was shaking. I wanted to scream. Mom's hands were trembling. Sweetheart, we can explain, she started. We gave up everything, I interrupted. Our honeymoon, our first apartment together, everything. Where is my $35,000? My voice was loud enough that every table turned to look. Dad said quietly, not here. People are staring. Where is it? I repeated, even louder. I was gripping the table so hard my knuckles went white. Mom started crying those fake tears she always cried when caught. The mortgage was overdue. We were going to lose the house, she sobbed. So you stole from my wedding? Uncle Tony was still scrolling. His hands were shaking with anger now. Your mom called me 3 more times asking for help with flowers and photography. I told her I'd already sent enough. My heart sank further. You told him not to send more? My voice cracked. I felt like I might actually be sick. My fiancé's parents offered $10,000 to help. I turned them down because Mom said Uncle Tony was handling it. They think I'm lying now. His mother called me manipulative. Dad shifted in his seat like he always did before lying. We were going to tell you after, he started. After what? The wedding is in 4 weeks. The venue needs 2 weeks notice. It's already too late. I pulled out my phone and showed them my bank app. $43. I can't even buy my fiancé a birthday card. The numbers on the screen made my eyes burn. I was crying now and I didn't care who saw. I've been wearing broken shoes for 8 months. My coworkers bring me lunch because they feel sorry for me. Do you know how humiliating that is? Uncle Tony stood up slowly. He looked angrier than I'd ever seen him. You told me she'd waste it if I gave it directly to her. I laughed, but it sounded like choking. I have spreadsheets for every penny. I know exactly how much ramen costs at 3 different stores. Mom reached for my hand. We're family, she pleaded. I pulled away so hard I knocked over my water glass. Family doesn't watch you starve while sitting on your money. Family doesn't make you beg for overtime shifts until you collapse. My fiancé asked last night if I was sure I wanted to marry him. He thinks he's failing me. I almost lost him because of you. Uncle Tony slammed his checkbook on the table. I'm writing you a check for $35,000 right now. Dad jumped up, knocking his chair backward. You can't do this, he shouted. The entire restaurant went silent. How could you steal from your own daughter? Uncle Tony yelled. I gave you that money for her wedding. Mom was sobbing hysterically. Please don't ruin our family. Dad pointed at me. Don't you dare deposit that check. 2 servers rushed over. Uncle Tony handed me the check. How could you watch her suffer while spending my money? He shouted at them. I walked out while they were still screaming. The next morning I called the vineyard. They had 1 date left and it was my wedding date. I took it and my parents weren't getting an invitation.